What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. Right now, guys, things might be taking a turn for the worse for the Red Dragon Riders out there. I think that things might be more close to their end than I might have given them credit for before. I know on this chart it doesn't look too optimistic, I should say. I don't know, but you are holding support kind of in this area here, right? Previous area of resistance, support here. If we go back in time, kind of an area of nothing. Who cares over there? Where was it? I thought I saw some kind of significance. I guess, yeah, here, support. So somewhat of an area of significance, but more relatively speaking, definitely so. We could go lower. We absolutely could go lower. The RSI is postured in a way that would make me think we see this oversold zone, but we're kind of finding support in an area that we found support once, twice, three times. We even found it here, but ultimately did go down. Could we be seeing something like this? May it not go up as high? Sure. All in all, though, I don't know if we're going to be seeing the more bearish price action that I've been expecting. I don't think that I think that the odds might have gone down that we're going to see this 618, 69 area, if not lower. And the reason for that, there's a couple reasons for that actually, is that we're holding this 382. We're holding it very nice actually. We've bounced off it a few times, and we haven't gone too much through it actually. This is really nice to see. I would expect from this look right here that if we were to go below it, that we could even bounce off the 0.5. We could bounce off of the 618 somewhere down here, right? I think that prices too much below $200 are starting to become less likely. And I know that that might sound strange because we have just broken out of this ascending range that we had here, but with that all being taken into consideration, again, we are holding, looking at it from the fib perspective, we are holding this 382 from the most relative fib, from this relative low to high. We're holding the 61869 area. We're having a hard time getting below it. And this purple line, this 123 that was slanted down, rather bearish, like kind of tilt here, is starting to flatten out a little bit, and we're holding that line as well. If we look at the 4-hour RSI, we're having a hard time getting in the oversold zone. Sure, we're not showing signs of strength, but it's more or less neutrality. We are slowly grinding down. And last but not least, one of the main reasons I think that we could be seeing this thing not go as low as I was expecting is if we look at this BTC USD on the weekly. This is a really bullish close, you guys. Very, very bullish. I mean, let's see here. If we go on the daily here real quick. When would it have been? I mean, back here on Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had 3 days left in the week. A little bit over half the week, we were basically having a bearish engulfing candle present itself. And we came all the way back up, and not only did we not close red, we actually closed green. Like this kind of stuff at the top, whenever you see a candle like that, that is like a bearish fake out, and it's not a fake out, it's not a true fake out at all. But you see what I'm saying, right? Like it seemed like an engulfing candle. It was more than half the week through, and yet what we did with the remainder of the week, the remaining 3 days, is we came all the way back up and actually closed green. Now, there's not a lot of volume. We are overbought. We've been overbought for quite a while, but if we zoom out here, actually I do want to go BTC USD on the index. If we zoom out a little bit, we can see that yes, we're overbought. We're in the 80 area, but Bitcoin has no problem going up to this 90 area. This actually seems to be most of the time whenever we get into the overbought zone. Like literally, I think we can count the only time that we didn't get near this 90 area was over here. And ultimately we were making strides higher than that. But when was that? Was it in like 2015, 2016? Before the halving? Similar kind of conditions, but we're showing stronger readings now, and we had already been in the overbought zone this time, where here we had not. But any time after that, only this time we did not see above the 90, but this is still kind of in that area. I guess this time too, technically. Okay, whatever. But if you want to be specific, how about 88, something like that? So I do think that the potential for Bitcoin to continue to climb is there, and with that, what's good for Bitcoin generally is good for the rest of the markets. And this weekly RSI on Bitcoin Cash does look pretty constructive. You have a nice like ascending support line here, and it's getting higher highs, higher lows. Like it looks pretty nice overall. I want to see, to another effect on the weekly here, we did reject this purple line once, but here we haven't really rejected it. It's given the opportunities. It was looking like we were going to reject it, but we haven't seen the follow through. Like, where is it? Why hasn't it happened yet? Yes, this is a new week. We still have a whole week to go. It's 6 days, 19 hours left. Maybe it happens this week. I might eat my words on this. Maybe I'm a little bit too soon to call this right now, but I'm starting to think that we might actually, if we go lower, it might not be as bad as I was thinking. From this low to high, again, we are holding this 382. I'm kind of at the point where I wouldn't really expect that we do go too much lower than this. But if we do, the prices that were all the way down here, I think, are a little bit less likely now. I think that, truthfully, if we were to go below the 382, this is going to be our end-all, be-all, which is around 192 to that 200 level. But I really think holding this 382 like this, I know Bitcoin Cash loves its 6.9 area, but holding this 382 like this, man, that 618, I think, would provide very significant support. And it was resistance a little bit here, other than this little fake pump up that we had here. I guess it was a real pump, but then it was given back also. We had resistance in that zone. We could come back down and find support right around that 200 area. It's a psychological level as well. Maybe we go just a little bit below it, have people scared, and at that point, that's whenever things turn around. But we might not even do that. We really could be holding this 382 right now. It looks pretty good, man. It looks pretty damn good. And again, this daily RSI, I would think that it's going to the oversold zone. But I said that here. I don't think I said it here, but I was starting to say it here. Really, the last like 2 times that we were here, we bounced in this area. We're in that same area now. We're having a hard time staying in the bearish area of control, which is below the 40. So, if we get a couple more days to close below the 40, that can change. Things can change. This is where, as investors, as traders, as analysts, we have to be able to kind of be malleable and be able to go with the flow. Opinions can change like that. They can change on a dime, you know what I mean? And it takes enough data in the charts for what we're seeing, across the board to kind of determine that, here I was bullish, here I was bearish, here I was bearish, and now I'm a little bit bullish. I'm a lot less bearish. I'm not completely bullish. I do think we could go lower, but again, I'm kind of starting to doubt that we even do go below this 382. We've been holding it really nice, but the only thing counter to that would make me think that we are going to go, and why I'm not completely bullish yet, is we haven't had a positive reaction off it. We've been grinding it, and that would make me think that we would at least go to this 618, 6.9 area. But it's because we're grinding it, we're showing significance on it, that I would think that this is kind of where we're going to find our low at. But I feel like I've gone over that enough. Let's look at the BCH BTC chart real quick. BCH BTC, look at this shit, man. Bullish divergence. You've been oversold for a while. You had a double bottom. Double bottoms on the RSI, double tops are nothing to be messed with, man. This looks constructive. This looks like a base, especially with the price coming down like this. I would think that you're going to see some kind of move up, which would mean that if Bitcoin moves down, Bitcoin Cash is going to move down less. To me, that sounds a lot less likely than if Bitcoin moves up, Bitcoin Cash is going to move up more. That, to me, sounds a lot more likely. Pairing that with the fact, again, that the BTC chart looks a little bit bullish, and I'll make a video later on this as well. Things look good right now, man. This is starting to look a lot less like a top and a little bit more like we're going to see some continuation. It's kind of crazy, but it's what we're at right now. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I think I've said enough. I would say I am still a little bit bearish. I would think that we do go lower. I'm just starting to doubt, this holding this 382 like this is pretty significant. Not only because of the fib scale, but because previous area resistance here, support. If we go all the way back, again, it's support there as well. So yeah, definitely a significant zone to hold. But again, being that we have grinded it once, twice, 3 times on the daily here, 4 times technically, right? And with this purple line, I would think that we would go a little bit below it, at least to this 0.5 previous area of support as well. or maybe, you know, truthfully, from like a fib perspective, this would imply that we would hold the 618 area and probably not even go to the 69 area. But Bitcoin Cash does love its 69, so I would say keeping this area in mind is definitely something to do. I'm not buying more Bitcoin Cash here. I've packed my bags. I'm happy with it. If it were to drop down here, I might consider it. I was really considering it if it were to drop down here, but I'm starting to think that this is a no-go. This is a maybe, and even this is a maybe. You know, it's a maybe. But if I had to put my money on it, I would say I think it does go a little bit lower. We do have a neutral 4-hour RSI rejecting the purple line. It's neutral with a bearish tilt, you know, but at this point, you know, I guess time is what it will take to kind of determine what the price does. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, that'd be awesome as well. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Have a good night, good day, good morning. Eat some good food and drink some water. I don't know. Bye-bye.